There was a question from Austin about how this scene from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly was lit. So I'm going to quickly go over how I think it was lit and then go outside and try to recreate it. I do actually like this type of lighting because it's a big departure from what we see a lot on YouTube now, which is huge, big lighting, lots of neg, and it's completely different to that, but it looks great. So to start with, we've got this line from the sun cutting across his face, which is the same as everyone else in the frame. The second indication that we've got about lighting comes from this little dot here in his eye, which is really sharp and indicates a pretty small light source. The third thing I'm going to say that indicates another light is going to be this line here. So you can see, if I get rid of that, that there's a pretty solid difference between the shadow under the hat and the detail in the rest of his face. And that's also a fairly hard line, but if we zoom in, it is a lot softer than the sun. So I'm thinking that light source is probably about the size of a beauty dish. Now, coming in closer again, you can see that is being displayed here under his eye. You can see here under his nose, behind his ear, just here. And you can also see on this side of his face, it is a lot darker than this side of his face. So the light is coming from camera left, or there's a bit more fill camera left. In terms of what direction it's actually coming from, I'm going to say the left. That's also because we're seeing that dark shadow here, and you're not going to see it here because the sun is so bright, it's going to hide in sort of shadows. In terms of the position of the light, I'm also going to say it's very close to camera. You can see it's not filling in the shadows on the rest of the characters in this scene. So it's really just sort of hitting him and no one else. We do also have this other shot from the set that shows the type of lighting they were using. This isn't necessarily from the same shot, but it does show you that they were doing similar things to what I was talking about. All right, so I might head outside now, try to set up something similar and see how we go. All right, we are back outside. We've got the sun, we've got the camera, got a light. The hard part here is going to be really dialing this light in so it's not too strong or too weak. Honestly, it's probably too weak and it's already at 100%. I probably should have grabbed the 600D out. But frame up in the middle, get that nose shadow in the right-ish kind of place. Honestly, the sun could still be a bit lower. I was definitely wrong about mid-afternoon. It's going to be late afternoon. Okay, so after looking at that footage, I decided that the 200 that I was using wasn't quite bright enough. So I decided to go out on another day, get the 600D out, wait another hour or two for the light to come down a little bit. And I much prefer how this has come out. I think it's pretty accurate. And after a little bit of a grade, it's looking pretty close. The only thing I did differently with this setup was use a bit of blackboard in between me and the sun to create that shadow on the face. By moving it a little bit further away, it's going to create a slightly softer shadow than the brim of the hat, and that's how I did that. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed following along my process of recreating this shot, and I'll see you later.